Eric Garner's story was an unusual one because some of the right-wing pundits agreed with the rest of humanity. It's not a funny beginning. That it seemed like the cops should have been charged with something, even if you didn't think that it was homicide when they choked Eric Garner and he died because of their choking, according to the medical examiner, at the very least negligent homicide. Judge Napolitano on Fox News thought he should have been charged with something. Even Bill O'Reilly said it was disturbing and he couldn't quite understand it. George W. Bush came out today and said he couldn't understand the case and it was confusing as to why there was no charges. Glenn Beck, likewise. So give them credit for that. They seem to have been human for a second there. But not all pundits. So you've got to deflect from the cops in some ways, and you've got to find a way to blame Eric Garner. He should have cooperated with the cops. He should have done this. He should have done that. So for these loathsome guys, let's go to the videotape.
If you looked at the video, those cops down there, some of them look like they were 5 foot tall, and they're taking on this big man, and they're trying to get him down. He looks like a big, massive guy that could give you a lot of problems.
We were not there. He was resisting arrest. He was significantly larger than the other officers. They were familiar with him.
It's the result of a young man having made the decision to resist arrest. And when you do that, things are not going to end well.
Keep in mind, Eric Garner and Michael Brown would be alive today had they not resisted arrest. That is the bottom line.
I've used that technique, and a lot of other cops and detectives have used that technique to bring big guys down.
How about teaching these young people, when the police make a request, cooperate with them rather than resisting them?
Mr. Brown had committed at least 2 felonies, possibly 3, during that incident. So the police officer was dealing with a criminal. And in this case, the police officer was dealing with a criminal who was resisting arrest. Maybe if Mr. Brown hadn't committed his crimes, and this gentleman hadn't resisted arrest, they wouldn't be dead today.
I'm 62 years old, probably don't look a day over 61, but I've had 100 or more interactions with police, and I have never had a police officer mistreat me because I don't mistreat them.
When you are making an arrest, it is not exactly an easy thing when you have someone resisting you.
We've got to start talking about teaching young people how to behave themselves with respect.
You know, you keep using this name chokehold. Chokehold means you put it on the carotid artery and you just keep squeezing until you knock them out.
There is a very big distinction between a chokehold and a headlock. How would you describe what is happening in the scene in terms of the police officers? There is a resistance, and they take him down.
This was a bring-down hold as far as I'm concerned.
Bratton called it a chokehold.
Well, I don't care what Bratton says. I've walked the walk.
I would not use the term chokehold. As a martial artist student, I wouldn't use that term.
We shouldn't change our lives because some people are irritated or agitated by a process that is our law. This system, this process has taken place. It is our Constitution. It's the laws we live by. Get over it. Understand that it happens.
Yeah, well, easy for you to say get over it. You aren't dead. So Eric Garner can't get over it. They had a conversation there about whether it was a chokehold or not. The medical examiner said he died because you choked him. Why are we still having a conversation about whether it was a headlock or a chokehold? What's the point of that conversation? And by the way, in every video, they clearly show that they use the bar of the arm against his throat. They don't use the arm in this way to block off the arteries. I mean, we can see it with our own eyes. It's in the video. Besides which, he died from getting choked. No, but you still got to find a way to blame him. And Giuliani, he's committing 2 to 3 felonies. Avoiding literally pennies of taxes on those loose cigarettes that he was selling. Good enough, criminal, choke him. Let's go. Can't blame the cops. Can't blame the guys who killed him. Blame the actual victim. And then if all of that wasn't loathsome enough, Sean Hannity is going to come in here and explain to us that it's, mainly Garner's fault and not the cops' fault. Why? Because he's an expert as a martial artist student.